This is a fight breakdown of Sergey Kovalev versus Jean Pascal. It's their first meeting back in March of 2015. And this fight breakdown is a special request from Adrian Nugent. This is for you, man. So what we're going to do is break this fight down, and then we'll break down their second meeting to see what Kovalev did differently to put Pascal away a little quicker. But on to the first fight. Pascal was 29-2-1 with 17 knockouts. He'd been in the ring with a few big names such as Bernard Hopkins, who he gave a good run for his money in 2 different fights, Chad Dawson, and Carl Froch. So he was definitely a legitimate opponent, and if you notice, he had Roy Jones Jr. in his corner. So arguably, Jean Pascal was the toughest opponent that Sergey Kovalev had faced at this time. As for Kovalev, he was 26-0-1 with 23 knockouts. And if you know Kovalev, you know he doesn't mess around. He puts guys to sleep. As you can see with the record, 23 guys were fortunate enough to get knocked out by him. And he was coming off a win against Bernard Hopkins, where he took 2 of his titles, the WBA and the IBF light heavyweight titles. But he also had the WBO, so he was a 3-belt title holder in this fight. The first key to victory was advancing with punches, moving in while punching, closing the distance. And that's what Kovalev does so well. He gets in there and he does damage. Always trying to get in close, always trying to hurt somebody. So notice how Kovalev moves in with his punches. He's going to take a jab step, bam, and move in again with the second one. Now in this clip, notice how he uses the jab, jab, to close and then throw the cross. And in this last clip, notice how he starts off with a couple jabs, but then he starts to throw 1s and 2s and closes that distance to do some damage. Continually moving in. So the second key to victory is punching with conviction, and I want to say that conviction is a special word for me. It's defined as having a strong belief or opinion. And conviction in fighting, for me, means that you are punching with full determination and belief that you're going to knock your opponent out. Every punch that you throw has a purpose. And that's what Kovalev does better than most fighters. Now I want to show this clip again because there's something good and bad to learn from it. Watch again as Kovalev throws the first jab. He actually landed, but he's slightly out of range to throw any other follow-up punches because he didn't step with that lead foot. You see how he's kind of reaching there? Now watch how he throws the second jab. He's going to step with it. He lands, and then he's going to have an opportunity to follow up with a big right hand. So always step with your jab. And here you'll see where Kovalev throws a nice jab and then also lands the 2. Again here, leading with the jab. He loves throwing that jab cross. Lands the cross beautifully with power. Leading with the jab, the cross, and then again walking with his punches like we said in the first key to victory. And all Pascal can do is time up. And this clip here is a nice bit of relentless attack from Kovalev. I love how he goes high-low. Notice how he's going to the head, then to the body, then back to the head, hitting him all over the place. Now for Pascal, you got to do something different here. You cannot back straight up because then you end up on the ropes. When you're on the ropes like this, you can't just lay there. I mean, he's got his hands up, but look, right here, it's like Kovalev's like, you ready for more? And he's like, yeah, I'm ready for more. I'll just stand here and let you beat on me. You got to rotate out of there. You got to pivot out of there and counter him. You cannot just stay in one spot on the center line of danger where Kovalev's just going to light you up. And here's another one where he throws a nice jab cross. And the third key to victory was countering at the right time. You didn't see a lot of countering from Kovalev in this fight. He's not a counterpuncher. He is a straight offensive fighter, but he did counter at the right time, and I'll show you that here in the closing sequence. So here's the closing sequence of the fight, and he's lighting Pascal up with lefts and rights. And you're going to see Pascal throw a hook and miss, and he gets countered with a nice right that actually hurt him. He's going down, he's doing the nay-nay, and he tries to counter, and actually Kovalev slips and falls, interestingly enough. The ref made a good call here. That was not a knockdown, even though it was a little bit of back and forth. But look at Pascal, he's actually kind of out of it. You see him stumble there? Kovalev noticed that. He's laughing, he's pointing to his corner, he's saying, I got him. Now he's going to close out the fight like you should. When your opponent's hurt, you go after him, boom, the ref's seen enough, end the fight. Now, of course, Pascal thought that the fight was stopped a little early, but you know what? When you're seeing him stumble across the ring while the ref's getting the other fighter together, he's hurt, and there's no arguing about it. But there was a second fight, which I will break down later to talk about how Kovalev handled him that time. I want to show you this counter again. Boom, there it is. Again in slow motion. So Pascal tries to throw a hook. He leans back, throws the cross. Here it is again in slow motion. Again, Pascal's going to throw the lead hook. miss because Kovalev leans back, and that gives him the momentum to spring forward with a cross. And that puts him away. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe learned something along the way. Until next time, see ya.